What's up, lovelies? My name is Demetria. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So as you can see from the topic of the video, we're going to be discussing relationships and dating advice. So what I'll be doing is just going over some topics, giving you guys a couple tips on dating and relationships, some things that I've learned along the way, some things that I've picked up, things that I apply to my own life whenever I do decide to date. So hopefully someone will be able to pick up at least one valuable tip. Even if you're thinking like, girl, I don't want to date right now. I'm sick of men, been there, done that, men are dogs. Whatever the case may have you, go ahead and continue watching this video. All right, lovely ones, my rose petals, my sugar plum fairies, my sugar honey iced teas, whatever you guys prefer. So the first thing any woman should know whenever she chooses to date is that you need to take your time. All right, you need to take your time. What's the rush? Are you afraid that your biological clock is running out? They have adoption. Are you afraid that you won't find the right person? You can get you a sperm donor, sis, if it's that serious to you. No, and I'm being dead serious. If it's really that serious to you, there are other options. What you would hate to do was rush into things just because you're afraid that your biological clock is running out, or just because you're afraid that you're not going to find your husband, you're not going to find the man you want to have a child with. So you'll just accept anything walking just because you're afraid of being alone. You fear being alone. You fear being by yourself. Who told you you needed a man to complete you? Because that's a lie from the pit, straight from the pit. One thing about a man, they could be vicious creatures. They can be vicious animal-like creatures. And the last thing you want to do is jump into a situationship with one that could change your life forever. Who told you you couldn't be alone? Who told you you had to have a man? It's a lie. When you take your time with a man, it's going to allow you to be able to see him in his true colors, see him for who he really is. So if you're rushing into things with him and you falling head over heels on month 2, month 3, the first time he does something that would have been a deal breaker day 1, you letting that slide. You've allowed yourself to fall too fast, and now you're accepting his trash. I myself had to learn this the hard way. Sometimes you can meet a person and, oh, he just seems like everything you've ever wanted in a man, right? He's Prince Charming. He has the perfect teeth. He has the perfect skin. He got that Indian in his blood, and you can see it. Hold on, wait a minute. It shows. It's because something looks good on the exterior is not always good for you. We've all heard of the term, everything that glitters ain't gold. Baby, in this situation, that couldn't be more true. When you first meet a man, in the beginning, he's courting you. He's pulling out all his tricks. He's showing you his representative. He's not showing you the real him. Let's be clear, he doesn't necessarily have to be a bad guy just because he's showing you his representative. That's something that everybody does. And that's something that everybody naturally is going to do when they first meet you, right? Even you yourself, when you first meet a person, you may like to think, oh, you know, well, I'm being myself, I'm being real, and you may very well be being yourself, but to a certain extent, you're still showing that person a certain representation of you. You're not going to do every single thing that you would do on the first date, or maybe even in the first month with that person that you would do if y'all were maybe 5 years in. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, you're still showing him a representation of yourself, and vice versa. But the thing with men is that men can sometimes, or most times, in fact, come with a different motive. So as women, we are natural nurturers, we are natural caregivers, we are natural lovers. So naturally, we come into a dating phase with someone thinking that this could potentially be our future soulmate. This could potentially be our future husband, right? We could potentially fall in love with this man and live our happily ever after and run off into the sunset, right? So that's cuddly and sweet, but the reality is men don't think the same. Women and men, we are not the same. So whereas we're coming in with the intent to possibly love, he's coming in with the intent to secure a prize, secure a goodie, if you know what I mean. Most men in the beginning, they come into your life for one purpose and one purpose only. And we all know what that purpose is. And that's just what it is. So we as women have to realize that, and we have to move accordingly. So the thing you got to take from that, ladies, is that when you meet a man, when you meet a potential prospect for a future husband, you have to take your time. There is no need to rush. You must take your time with things like this because, like I said, dealing with a man can change your life forever. And depending on what type of man that is, it can change your life for good or for bad. So you got to take your time. You got to be careful. And taking your time is going to help you to wean out who's really there for you and who's not. It's going to help you to differentiate between the real and the fake. So take your time. What's the rush? And if he's acting like he just can't wait to get a little something, then he can go on and kick rocks because he was never there for you in the first place. Another thing that I definitely want to mention is having boundaries. So when you're dealing with men, when you're dating, when you're in a relationship, and even in marriages, you must have boundaries. Facts of life. We live in a dog eat dog world, and having boundaries is going to help to protect and guard your heart. Point blank, period. So you have to establish some boundaries and you have to stick to them. You should never fold on your boundaries. If you set a boundary, stick to it. You really have to know your worth and never sell yourself cheap. That's just like if you have someone coming into your house and your house is filthy, right? If you have a filthy house, they're going to feel way more inclined to leave a can or two sitting on your table or prop their feet up on your table. Why? Because they feel like if you don't care about your house, why should they? If you don't care about keeping up your things and keeping your things nice and tidy, then why should they? They see that you don't value your possessions. You don't value the things in your house. You don't keep them clean. You don't keep them nice. So why should they? They feel like it doesn't matter to you. Same example goes for the same way that you treat yourself. If you respect yourself, then a man is going to respect you as well. He's not going to have a choice. He's not going to have a choice. At the end of the day, the right one is going to do whatever it takes to get you and to keep you. He will jump through hoops. He will go to the moon and back. He's going to do whatever it takes to get and keep you, because who's for you is for you, period. Setting those positive boundaries for yourself is not going to keep the man who's for you away. If anything, it's going to make him want you that much more, because he sees that you value yourself. And honey, he's attracted. All right? He's attracted. This one is a no-brainer, but I could never make a video like this without including it. Respect yourself, honey. Respect yourself, because if you don't, who will? He sure ain't. One thing I've learned about men is that they are very, very, very observant. They notice every little detail, even the things that you would think that they're not paying attention to. Best believe they're paying attention to it. So if a man gets the slightest hint that you don't care about yourself in any type of way, or that you're insecure, that you don't value your body, you don't have any morals or respect for yourself, he's gonna eat it right up. Yes, he will. He is gonna eat it right up, honey. Ultimately, you teach people how to treat you. So if you are carrying yourself like trash, if you are giving off any type of desperate vibes or anything close, best believe that's how he's going to treat you. And you should never expect anything more than that. Sometimes we feel like we can be so good to a guy, right? We can cook for him, we can clean for him, we can do laundry for him, right? Pretty much all the things that a wife would do. But then we wonder why he's still being disrespectful, how he could still treat you like anything remotely close to a female that he met off the street. Why? It's because that first sign of that grown boy behavior that you saw way back when you first met him in the beginning, you didn't correct it. You failed to correct it. The next time he displayed another grown boy character trait, you didn't correct it. And it went on and on and on till eventually one day you got sick and tired of it, you got fed up, and you made an attempt to correct it. But by that time, it was already too far gone. And so he had already made up in his mind that you don't value yourself enough. You don't respect yourself enough, because if you did, you would have shut it down the very first time he even thought about trying it. That's how observant men are. They won't speak on it, but what they're going to do is put it in their back pocket and save it as a mental reminder that, okay, this is the type of female that I'm dealing with. This is what I'm working with. So these are the things that I can get away with her. So I can get away with X, Y, Z with her. Whereas this girl over here, I can't get away with none of that with her, because she ain't having it, because she respects and values herself. She has morals and self-respect. So y'all got to get that. So never allow yourself to get too consumed and caught up in the man to the point where you lose sight of yourself, sis. Never allow that to happen. Absolutely not. Make sure that you're always maintaining your life. If you had X, Y, and Z going on before you met him, if you had a business going on before you met him, if you had a side hustle going on before you met him, if you were a college student before you met him, never allow a man to come into your life and interfere with what you had going on before you even knew that he existed. As women, we definitely have our moments. We definitely have our moments where we can be so bubbly and so jittery and so giddy because we just met this new man and we feeling him. We telling our homegirls about him. We telling our mama about him. We telling everybody we can think of who's going to listen about him, right? And yes, of course, we are human. We have emotions. We go through the motions. Dating can be exciting. You know, in the beginning, you meet someone, y'all start hanging out, y'all start hitting it off, and here comes those things called butterflies, and you feeling real good inside, right? You on cloud nine. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you cannot allow that to get you sidetracked and push you away from any of the things that you had going on before he came into your life. Because at the end of the day, more than likely, he's going to continue to work on anything that he had in progress before he met you. And so you need to do the same so that with or without a man, you're going to be straight. Go ahead and finish your business ventures that you had started. Anything, even if it's something as simple as a hobby that you like to do, that's something like a hobby that you did on a daily basis or a weekly basis, do not abandon those things because you met a man. If you like to do yoga 3 times a week at 2 p.m. and he comes calling, you pick up the phone and you let him know, I'm in the middle of my yoga session right now, but I can call you back once I'm done and I get myself situated. And if any guy would have a problem with that, then sis, you messing with a nutcase. You need to skedaddle anyway. All right, he's gonna understand. That's also gonna let him know, hey, she's not giving up her priorities or putting things that she likes, that she had going on before me, to the side. And you'll be surprised what else that triggers in his head. He may get to thinking that you're not a pushover. First and foremost, it's gonna let him know that you're not desperate. And so therefore he may get to thinking that he's not gonna be able to get away with certain things that he would have otherwise tried before he found out what type of woman you were. So yes, do date, but at the same time, continue to live your life, continue to take care of your business, handle your responsibilities, enjoy the hobbies and things like that that you were doing before he came along. And you know, whenever it's a time for both of y'all to get together or spend some quality time, whether that be FaceTime on the phone or meeting up in person to go out for lunch or whatever y'all decide to do, then that's y'all's time. But whenever you're taking care of your business, that's your time. Don't be scared to let him know that. Another thing, you have to mirror a man, right? So what I mean by this is that whatever type of energy he's putting out, you have to put out the same, right? Now, of course, I don't mean if he's calling you out your name and acting crazy and psycho, you mirror that energy. If that's the case, you need to go on about your business because he's not the one for you. More so what I'm referring to is that if a man isn't texting you, if a man isn't calling you, if a man isn't trying to come see you, if a man isn't trying to court you, ask you out to dinner, don't be blowing up his phone, asking him when he's going to come take you out, asking him when he's going to buy you dinner, asking him when is he going to surprise you with this and that. Because at the end of the day, men are natural hunters and he's going to go after what he wants regardless. Nothing will stop him from going after you and him initiating those things unless he doesn't really want you. Unless he's a grown boy and he has other options and he's playing games, in which case you don't want him anyway. And so the final thing I wanted to talk to you ladies about was abstaining. And I know this one is so hard for so many people. This one may be a little difficult. This one may be the most difficult on the list, but that's fine. Whoever said anything was wrong with the challenge, right? Challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to abstain. I promise you it can be done. Okay, I do have to say, just in case there may be anyone out there watching who doesn't know what it means to abstain. So to abstain means no sex before marriage, no fling before the ring, no nuke before I do, no getting hot before tying the knots. All right. At this stage in my life, abstaining for me is a must, not just because of religious purposes, but also because, you know, being sexually involved with someone just really clouds the judgment. And it does. It clouds the judgment. I know you guys have probably heard of people saying before, when you're intimate with someone, soul ties are formed. It deepens the way that you feel about them emotionally. You know, you become more attached to that person. As I mentioned earlier, as soon as they do something that's unfavorable, something that would have been a deal breaker in the beginning of the relationship, you may decide to just do away with it, right? Because that emotional and physical attachment has been formed. And when you put those two things together, emotions and physical touch, it's a powerful thing. Obviously, I know that that's something that a lot of people feel that they don't have the willpower to do, or a lot of people may just not have the desire to do that. Whatever you choose is ultimately up to you. You are an adult. You are the co-creator of your life. God gave us free will to do with it what we want. All I'm saying is I've been down that road. It didn't work for me. So if you're doing one thing and you expect to see different results, then you got to do something different. So that is something that I have chosen and decided to do for me. And so far, so good. It's working out for me just fine. So I encourage all of you ladies, if you're dating, especially during the first 3 months, guys, like the first 90 days is vital. The first 90 days is crucial. A man really can carry on and show you his representative for up to a year or more, depending on how determined he is to get you, to get what he really came for, you know, if that's the reason that he's there. So even 3 months is kind of chancing it and risking it, taking a chance. But in the course of 3 months, even if it ain't but one time, he's going to slip up and do something to show his true color and show who he truly is. Even if it's just something minor, it may be something real small and minor, but it might set off that silent alarm in your head or signal that red flag in the back of your head, and you're like, okay, this guy is crazy, or okay, this guy is controlling, this guy is possessive, this guy is arrogant, whatever the case may have you. That little voice you hear in the back of your head, that's called your conscience. Those things don't lie. They're there for a reason. And especially when you're dating, dealing with a man, you need to listen to him. I suggest you listen to him. Just to be clear, the goal is to wait until marriage. But if you feel like you can't wait that long, then at least give it a good strong 3 months. And I'm talking about within those 3 months, don't give up nothing. He don't need to be feeling on you in areas that your father wouldn't touch you in. None of that. We ain't having none of that. Ain't none of that going on. He barely knows your name. He has not earned the right to any of that. So absolutely not. That's absolutely off the table, especially within the first 3 months. One thing I will say about practicing abstinence, you have to really be in it for the long run, and you have to really be about that life, especially if you're taking it and you're running all the way to glory with it, meaning you're waiting for marriage. You have to really be strong-minded, because let's just be real, especially in the days and times that we live in now, not everybody is going to be accepting of your decision. You'll even have some females, some of your female friends or female family members may even look at you like you're crazy because you told them that you're practicing abstinence, and people always have something to say and judge what they don't quite understand. Everyone has their own personal reasons for what they do, so whatever your reason is, you just take that and you explain it to them, and if that's not good enough for them, then they're not the person for you. And guess what? Life goes on. You will be okay. Not only that, it was definitely for the best that you did find out that was a deal breaker for that person, because that gives you automatic confirmation that that person was not sent for God to be the one for you. That's not your husband. So what you just did by getting rid of that person was climb one more step and got that much closer to being on your way to meet your husband, the man that God sent for you. Not everybody's going to like your decision. There's going to be questions. There's going to be pressure. There's going to be weird stares. There's going to be people going missing during the middle of text messages when you correct them because they done went and tried it. When you tell them what you tell them about your abstinence journey, you don't hear from them for a couple days. And if and when that happens, their number should already be deleted from your phone, so that when they text back, at that point, you don't even know who they are. So as y'all can see, the sun has now went down again. I guess y'all probably say I'm terrible with filming earlier during the day, and yes, you would be correct, but I am working on that, so y'all gotta just bear with me, okay? Y'all gotta bear with me. To go ahead and wrap this video up, just to add to my last point, at the end of the day, he may not like what you're saying, he may not like what he's hearing, but at the end of the day, he's going to respect you for it in the long run. And yeah, what more is there to be said? So that is it for this video. This atmosphere, my background has now turned into a grown and sexy vibe because of the dimness, so I do apologize for that, y'all, but like I said earlier, I am working on that, so y'all just hold your horses now. Just hold your horses. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch this video. Make sure you guys do not forget to hit the subscribe button down below, because I really do enjoy, you know, just coming to sit down and talk to you guys, just sitting down on camera and just letting my thoughts and my juices just flow. So I hope that I could reach someone today. I hope that something that I said resonated with at least one of you ladies. Make sure to go ahead and share this video. I would really appreciate it and love you a long time. And last but not least, do not forget to turn on those post notifications so that you can go ahead and be alerted whenever I upload a video. So I will see you guys on my next video. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. I am sending kisses, mwah, 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 and blessed wishes. Peace.